everybody, welcome to a spring training edition of Takeoff with John Clark, presented by Makefield Putters. We are in Clearwater, Florida, and we're going to have special guests Andrew Painter, Aaron Nola, Justin Crawford, and his dad Carl Crawford coming up for you. But first, the major news here from Phillies spring training. The Phillies have officially released Nick Castellanos, and Nick admitted that he brought a beer into the dugout after he was taken out of the game in Miami for defensive purposes. He says he didn't take a sip of the beer. His teammates stopped him from doing that, but that is violation of Major League rules, having an open container of alcohol in the dugout. And this was during a game, and Nick ranted and berated against his manager, Rob Thompson, critiquing him on things he needed to do better. This is while the Phillies were still trying to win the game. So Phillies president Dave Dombrowski spoke, and he said that's not the only reason why Nick has been released. He says there are many factors, but he felt it was just time for a change of scenery for Nick.
I mean, we've officially released the contract of Nick Castellanos from the organization today. We've spent a prolonged time trying to make a trade. And when I say that, trying to move his contract for minimum return from a dollar perspective and player perspective, but just hasn't worked out. And at some point, you just have to say, well, this isn't going to work. We have felt that we need to get a change of scenery for Nick, and wish him nothing but the best. He did a lot of good things for our organization. He was here for 4 years. We won every year he was here. Got a lot of big hits for us and a lot of big hits in the postseason. So wish him nothing but the best, except, of course, when he's playing the Phillies. And, so that was the news for today.
In your opinion, why had the relationship soured to the point that you did not want to bring him back?
Well, I don't know that there's one specific. I know that lots being said about this incident in Miami. I don't think it's necessarily one incident. I think you just sometimes are in a situation when you're around day in and day out. You just things just don't work at a particular time. This isn't the first time. I mean, I think normally what ends up happening, Nick's been a very good player. He's had a nice career. And he probably will continue to do things very well. But a lot of times when a good player has their role change with the club, it can cause some friction. And his role changed last year from where it was. I mean, he played every single day for a lot of years in a row. And so sometimes that can contribute to it. Sometimes then people have debates between themselves where they're not all on the same page. But when you put all that together, sometimes you just need to make sure that you have a change of scenery.
Nick put out a letter after being released mentioning the Miami incident, and that he brought a beer into the dugout. And I guess he says he did not drink from it. But was that something that tipped the scales in this case? Was that why he was benched?
Well, that was 7 months ago, so it was a long time ago. We spoke about it at the time. We addressed it at the time, Rob Thompson and I did with Nick. I was surprised. I mean, I was there at the game, and I watched everything from where I was sitting, and I was surprised that a lot of people didn't see what was taking place at the time. So I watched what took place. Of course, was advised. Now, I'm not in the dugout, so I wasn't 100% sure of every step of the way. But that contributed to, by all means, why he was suspended for that game or taken out of the lineup for that game, benched for the game. But it was a situation where that wasn't the final or determining factor, because if that was, we would have done that at that particular time.
Hey, I'm John Clark, and we are here in Bensalem, PA at Makefield Putters. And I got to tell you, we want to thank them for being our new sponsors of the Takeoff podcast. And I've got putting issues when I get out there. I'm 6'5", and I had to get a custom putter. When I got this custom putter here, it changed my putting game. You know, when it's wintertime and we go get jackets, different size people need different size jackets. Well, we got to get a custom putter for our size, our type of swing and everything. They break it all down for you. They build up the putter from scratch. They have all the data, the analytics, the statistics to get you to be a good putter. And when I came here to Makefield Putters and I started to use my custom putter, I gotta tell you, I make it with Makefield. So next time you're on the course with Makefield Putters, go birdies. With John Clark, presented by Makefield Putters. We'll definitely get you a putter. I know your golf game is coming along, as is JT Real Muto's.
Champ right
there.
there.
That's right. He is the champ.
Me too, but you know.
You were part of JT's team.
I was part of the team.
You were part of the team that won last year.
I was there.
So defending champs for the golf tournament for the Phillies this year?
Yeah, we'll see what team I'm rolling with, so that's going to be a big factor.
Yeah, well, if you got JT Realmuto on your team, you're doing well.
You're in a good spot.
By the way, when we see JT Realmuto come out here, you're obviously connected with him. He's going to be your catcher. How special is JT Realmuto and what he does for pitchers in preparing you guys?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, he's one of the best, minds in the game. When it comes to pitch calling, sequencing, stuff like that, he just has an understanding that a lot of people don't have behind the plate, so it's definitely an advantage.
All right, we are here with Andrew Painter, and 3 years ago, I remember being down here, and everybody in Philly was looking forward to seeing you. And then, of course, you had the tear. And this is a long road back. I mean, to think it's 3 years, what has this journey been like for you to get to this point?
Yeah, I think you get to learn a lot about yourself throughout that process and kind of learn what works for you. Even this past year was a big kind of trial run of experimenting different things, and some things that I, don't want to do moving forward, but, a lot of learning experiences and definitely a lot of growth.
So obviously there's the physical aspect when you have Tommy John surgery, but how about the mental aspect? How did you get help to get through some of the tough times going through that?
Yeah, you just got to stay, level-headed the whole time, and you don't ride the highs or the lows too much. You kind of just stay right there in the middle, and just think about it day by day and take it one day at a time.
Did you read any books, get any sports psychologists, anything like that?
Not
I remember
really.
Roy Halladay, he would read books to try to center himself.
Yeah. Not really. I mean, we had a really good support staff at the complex, and, Aaron Barrett was a big part of that, just being there every day. He was a big part of that mental journey for me. So he's been a big mentor in that.
Obviously, this spring training is a little different. You have no restrictions, right?
Yeah.
So what is it like to come here for this spring and actually kind of everything is a possibility for you?
Yeah, it's awesome. I haven't really had a regular spring training, so it's kind of just good to be, another one of the guys and not have to be like, just not have to be on that certain program and baby it a little bit. Kind of just want to take the leash off and go a little bit. So.
And manager Rob Thompson said he is hoping you take charge and win that spot in the rotation. Is that confidence really appreciated that they are saying, hey, this spot is available for you to take?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely appreciated, but at the end of the day, it's on me, and I got to go out there and win that and compete. So, just knowing that I got to do what I can do, and if I can do those things well, then that'll take care of it.
Give us an idea coming back from the surgery you had. What happens physically? Like last year, you had some ups and downs. Tell me what you were going through. They talked about your arm slot and things like that coming off surgery.
Yeah, a lot of fatigue, and going back, like I said, it was a lot of kind of trial and error. There were some things that as I was trying to survive in AAA, a level I'd never been at. And the body varied a lot, start to start. Some days you'd feel great, some days you'd feel terrible. So just trying to manage those and make those adjustments on the fly. Like with the arm angle, I dropped a little bit. Fatigue, there were probably a lot of factors that went into that, but kind of lost my fastball because of that. So that's what this offseason was mainly focused on, was getting back to where the fastball was pre-TJ, and because it was hard to pitch without it. I'm used to throwing those fastballs kind of top rail and getting above barrels, and it wasn't happening this year. So just trying to get back to north-south and just backspin the baseball.
And Rob Thompson was describing it as you've got stuff and you've got command, and it was your command that was the issue. The stuff is there.
Yeah.
So when you have this stuff and it's still there, how much confidence does that give you?
It's great. It's great. This was a big off season. I think the command's been really good. We've been honing in on that in all the bullpens, especially with the fastball. Working both sides of the plates, going up. Elevating a little bit, and the misses are the big thing too. It's where the miss is going to be, or the miss is going to be over the middle of the plate, or the miss is going to be just off. Just up. So I think those misses being a little bit more out of the zone than middle would be ideal.
So Phillies fans, they have been pretty psyched to see you, and you haven't pitched at Citizens Bank Park yet. Do you kind of envision that? Is that still in your head when you're going through this journey and actually some tough times? Does that kind of bring you through some stuff?
Honestly, I don't think about it too much. I just try to stay in the present, and I know I got to come in here every day and do my job. I've thought about it before, and I know it's an electric atmosphere. I've seen that place rock. I was there in 22 for the playoffs. I was there for the NLCS. So just seeing that atmosphere as a fan, from a fan's perspective, was really encouraging, and it pumps you up.
And are you really anticipating this is the year that's going to happen?
I mean, I hope so. We gotta, I still got to control the things I can control and go out there and compete. It's not going to be handed to you, but You know, if I can do those things and do what I do well, I feel good. And, you know, it's really all I can do is control what I can control, and just let the rest play out.
How cool is it when you look around the clubhouse this year? You've got Aiden Miller. He's got a locker right next to Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, and Kyle Schwarber. Then you have Justin Crawford, who hopefully will be the center fielder every day. And you've got yourself. Have you learned from some of the guys that you're locker mates with? Yeah.
I mean, you know, this is my third camp now. In that same spot. So I've been with Wheeler, Taiwan. You know, those have been the steady ones that have been there all 3 years. So, you know, I've leaned on a couple of those guys, really each year. Taiwan, I talked to a lot last year, and when I was, you know, kind of experimenting with, you know, the new changeup, the kind of splitter like thing. He's got a really good splitter, so I talked to him about that. You know, Wheeler had TJ earlier in his career. So talked to him a little bit about that when I was going through it, and last year when I was trying to come back from it.
So I remember some guys, you know, I've been down here a while. Roy Halladay was a guy that guys would just watch to see what they do. Are there certain guys that you just see how they're pros every day and learn from that?
Yeah, I think Nola's a big one. Nola, you know, especially in today's game, you don't really see the workhorses as often as Nola. And, you know, he's a guy that, you know, last year was obviously hurt a little bit, but before that, I mean, he's giving you 150 plus at least every year, making every start, and, you know, just seeing the way that he takes care of his body and goes about his business every day is, you know, I kind of just watch from afar, but, you know, definitely notice it.
Obviously, you are the top pitching prospect with the Phillies, and people have been looking forward to seeing you. Do you pay attention to like what everybody's saying out there? You know, when you've had the Tommy John and coming back from that.
No, not really. You know, I don't look at any of that stuff. Like I said, just trying to control the stuff I can and day in and day out, and just let that other stuff take care of itself.
Yeah. I noticed you're not on Instagram anymore. Is that part of it?
Yeah. I mean, just kind of limit distractions. So got off for a little bit, and you know, it's been good. Headspace is good. I feel like I'm in a good spot. Really good off season. So, you know, excited to go out here and compete. If
you were to describe to Philadelphia Phillies fans what they would see from you this year if you make it up there, how would you describe your pitching game?
You know, I'm passionate about it, right? Like, it's not going to be outwardly expressed. Like, it's not going to be, I would say, super loud out there. But there's, you know, intensity and conviction with every pitch. And I think that's kind of the key of if you're going to be on the mound, if you're going to be really good, is, you know, you got to feel good about everything and feel like you can, whatever pitch you're going to throw is, you know, throw it past a hitter and feel confident in your ability to get a swing and miss or chase or something. So,
how much have you also learned from some of the hitters that you have in this lineup? Seeing the way they go about their business and seeing the pitches they're looking for, and just how they kind of like break down an at bat against a pitcher. Yeah,
a lot of veteran guys. You know, you can learn from Schwarber, Harp, Trey. You know, there's a lot of guys in this lineup, JT, that have been there for a while, and they've done a really good job at it. So, you know, I saw Schwarber a couple of years ago. We saw how that one ended, but you know, just constantly trying to learn from those guys and see, you know, what are they taking, what are they leaving, you know, what are they looking for in those certain counts. So, you know, just trying to be a student of the game and you know, kind of just sit back and learn and you know, note it.
Give us an idea of that against Schwarber. Take us through that.
That was, I got him the first at bat, and then he won another one. But I remember I tried to throw a breaking ball down. Was not the guy to try to throw the breaking ball to. That was, I remember we talked about it going into that. It was like, all right, how do we get the breaking ball down? I was facing Marsh too. Yeah. So we talked about like the Marsh was curveball down, and you know, those lefties was trying to get that pitch where I wanted it, and it was not down. It was not down. I hung it. It ended up on US 19. So
did it really?
Yeah, it was far. It was far.
Does Kyle ever? Do you guys kind of go back and forth about that ever?
It hasn't been brought up in a little bit. After though, I walked back to my locker and there was a Schwarberian shirt in my locker, so I wore that for the day.
That's great. How special is this clubhouse? Because you've been here and you've experienced it. Rob Thompson was talking about just how special the veteran guys are, helping the younger guys that are coming in.
Yeah.
How would you describe the close-knit clubhouse that you have?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good group. It's a really good group of veterans, and you know, there's a lot more young guys this year. Like you said, you know, Miller and Crawford. You know, I'm really excited to see them this camp. You know, I played with both of them last year. But you know, they want to win, and that's kind of the team goal, is winning. And if you can help, if one of those guys can help you out, you know, I think all the veterans are on board with that, and you know, want to assist and you know, whatever they can to win, they're willing to do so.
You know, it's interesting when some top pitching prospects come up, they're with a bad club sometimes, and you've seen Paul Skeens, like it's basically him and everybody else. Do you think your situation where this is a championship level team, do you think it takes pressure off in a way when you can jump into the rotation, or do you think there's more pressure?
I think it's about the same. You still got to go out there and compete. I definitely think it's a plus. You don't want to go to somewhere where you're losing. You want to play in the playoffs. You want to go and win a World Series. So those things are definitely encouraging, and it makes you excited.
Have you thought about the fact that this team is trying to get over the hump? Zach Wheeler said he's got 2 years left on his contract, and he says he wants to get over the hump and win a World Series. What is that feeling like for you that you're jumping into a situation here where these guys are like, hey, this is a World Series team here?
Yeah, that's the main goal, right? That's every team's goal. So, I want to help in any way I can. I want to do my part, and I know everyone else is doing their part. And, collectively, it's all the same goal. So we want to do whatever we can to make that happen.
Is there anything else you want to let Philly know about you?
I got nothing.
You got nothing, huh?
I got nothing.
Well, I tell you, it's been a long journey, and we wish you the best.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you think this has made you stronger mentally?
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I think everything happens for a reason. I think I've been placed in this spot for a reason. So I think I've learned a lot throughout this process, and I've definitely grown.
Have you talked to some people who have been through this that young, especially young in their career, even before making their debut?
Yeah, like I said, I talked to Luzardo a lot, and that was a big, key piece last year. I work out with him in the off season, so that was a good guy I could lean on, and he had TJ pretty early in his career. So, I'm pretty sure his was high school, I believe. So that's been a good guy to lean on, and it's kind of been through the same thing as me.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time, and we're expecting back-to-back defending champs with the Phillies golf tournament.
We'll see. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate your time. All right. And joining us now, Phillies starter Aaron Nola. I believe you're going into your 12th year with the Phillies.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Goes by quick.
Yeah, longest tenured Phillies athlete. How special is that? The longevity with this club, and also your ability to post, as they say, and be there for your team.
Yeah, I'm definitely honored to be with the same club for this long. It goes by really quick. I've gone through a lot of different teams, a lot of different, a rebuild to where we're at now. It's pretty special to be a part of that and go through a lot of ups and downs through that time, and have a family now with the same organization. It's great.
That's right. You got number 2 on the way, right?
Yeah, number 2 on the way.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
And Zach Wheeler was telling us yesterday that he's got 2 years left on his contract, and he's going to be 36 in May, and he really wants to win a World Series with this group. How about for you? Like you said, you've been there for the lean times here with the Phillies, trying to get this group together over the hump and win that championship.
Of course, man. Yeah, I obviously want to win with this group as well. I think since 2022 has been a lot of similar guys, same guys since that team, and we have a really good team. I mean, we all know it, and we just obviously came up short the past few years, and we have the team to get back to the World Series. But that's our goal every year, and we all believe that we can win one, and it takes all of us, and we all love each other. We have a really good chemistry in that clubhouse, and we're really close. So with this group, it would definitely be special.
How do you reconcile that you guys have had the second best record in baseball the last 2 years, winning the divisions, and then the playoffs? It's a different story sometimes, and it's really tough in the baseball playoffs, but you haven't had the playoff success that you had in the regular season.
Yeah, it's different in the playoffs, right? And I mean, we didn't get hot these past 2 years, and you look back at 2022 and we got hot at the right time. We didn't win in division then, so it just depends. We came up against a good club, the Dodgers, and they played us really well. We played them really well. Obviously, they came out on top, but the goal every year is to win the division and then get to that point, get to the playoffs, and try to play really good baseball in the playoffs. So hopefully we get back there this year and take it step by step and keep on winning it.
So you guys have a core group of guys that have been here together, and then you have some changes. Ranger Suarez obviously going to the Red Sox, Andrew Painter hopefully coming up, and then you have Justin Crawford. You have a little bit of youth being infused. How do you think this team measures up against the rest of the teams in baseball?
I think we measure up very well. We're going to be really good again. I think overall baseball, all the teams are getting better. I feel like they're becoming more balanced. Ever since I came up back in 2015. I feel like they're a lot more balanced now. So I feel like a lot of teams are really good, but we have a really good team, and we match up well against everybody. And we believe we can win the division again. And but we got to go through some good teams for sure. We got a good division, of course, and at least is always good. But yeah, we have Rangers. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. He's been here as long as I've been here, so it's a tough one to lose. And we all know how good he was for us, and the big moments he had with us, and how special he was to this group and this organization, this city. But super happy for him, and he's an incredible pitcher, and he's going to have a good rest of his career.
How about Andrew Painter, what he's going through? 3 years ago he was here, he had the tear, and he wound up having the surgery, and now he's going out there with no restrictions. Now, you had a similar thing with your arm and elbow, but you didn't need surgery, right?
Correct.
So he says he was counting on you for some counsel about that, and you helped him. How about his path and the process he's going through and what he's now going to be able to show?
Yeah, it's a little different situation than what I had. Obviously didn't have surgery. I was up in the major leagues at that point, so I got my feet wet a little bit. Was obviously on a team that was rebuilding, so it was a little bit different than the team we are now. But yeah, what he did last year was pretty awesome. Just coming off of surgery and talking to a lot of guys that have had Tommy John surgery. I've heard it takes a couple of years to really get back to yourself and your arm slot and the way you feel every day. So he looks good coming in camp, and I believe he's going to be a big part of us when he does make that jump. But hopefully he can stay healthy all year this year and build off what he did last year. And for him, I feel like the biggest thing is health and experience once he gets to the major leagues, and try to retain as much information around us as possible. Take this camp, this spring training seriously, and try to learn as much as he can.
When you go back to your season last year, obviously not what you wanted, what did you see when you went back and revisited it? You had some injuries.
Yeah.
What did you see overall with what happened with you?
Definitely up and down, and definitely not one I want to really remember. But
sorry to bring it up.
One that definitely can build off of and take away a lot of things. It was really inconsistent, but the injury didn't play a good part in that either. So hadn't really gotten injured much in my career, which I'm very grateful for. But it was definitely a learning experience for me to try to get back to normal through that whole rehab process. And I was out a lot longer than I thought I was going to be. And I wanted to really go into the off season healthy. I wanted to finish the year strong and finish it healthy, so I can have a regular off season going into this spring training and get stronger in every aspect of my body and feel really good. And so that was a bonus for me, and I feel like I accomplished that coming into spring training this year. And so I'm kind of full go right now, and it feels good to feel good again. And but overall, the season last year, a lot of low inning games for me, which I don't like at all, obviously. And I always want to throw those 7 inning plus games, and I didn't really get much of them last year. So I'm definitely back to normal again this year, and I want to get back to that level again.
Rob Thompson mentioned to us yesterday that he thinks maybe it'll help you going to the World Baseball Classic, maybe to get the blood flowing a little faster this year, or get moving a little more with the blood. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think so. I think World Baseball Classic or not, I was going to get ready earlier, which I did no matter what, just because I had about 100 innings last year and didn't throw as much as I usually do, so I didn't want to take as much time off as I usually do in an off season. So whether I was playing in it or not, I was going to get ready at the same time. But I think it would be good. I wanted to try it out one time before my career was over, and my brother was playing for the team too, so we were going to be teammates for the first time. But he's not doing it anymore, so he's a coach now, which is all good, So we weren't ever going to get that chance to be on a major league team in a major league uniform together. So that was one of our goals, but it's all good.
Yeah, what kind of honor is it to play for your country?
Yeah, it's an honor, right? Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be pretty exciting, to meet the guys on the team and to, play against different countries. I think it's gonna be really memorable. The guys I've talked to that played in it absolutely love it. They enjoy it. They say it's some of the most fun times I've ever had. So I'm excited to represent.
All right, how happy are you to have JT Real Muto back as your catcher?
Very happy, very, very happy. I think everybody in that clubhouse is. Every pitcher in that clubhouse is very happy. He's such a big part of our organization and team, and obviously been with us a while, been with a lot of our pitchers for a long time, and that helps a lot, especially nowadays with the pitch clock, being able to be on the same page most of the game or all of the game. It helps out a lot. He knows us really well, and we know him really well, and obviously he's the best catcher, one of the best catchers in baseball, in our opinion, and obviously athletic in everything he does. So we're pretty blessed to have him back.
And we talk about his preparation. We talk about the work he puts in. I think Zach Wheeler has said he has never shook off JT.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe once or twice.
Have you?
I've shaken JT off, yeah. Yeah, I have. More so the first few years when we were with each other. But now maybe max 5 times a game maybe. I just feel like we work well together, and when I do shake off, usually the next pitch he calls is usually the one that I want. So he kind of knows me pretty well, and but that's a big part, man. Pitchers being with the same catcher for a while, it's important in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, we wish you the best this season, and you have a big event coming up. You've done an incredible job in the city of Philadelphia, helping to raise money for various things that you believe in. So tell us about your event, April 16th. Fun time at Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah, April 16th in the Diamond Club at Citizens Bank Park. It's a poker event. It used to be a bowling event, and we switched it to poker, and I had a good turnout last year, and it's in a little smaller area, so we were able to talk to everybody and just to learn about the organizations, Phil Abundance and Team Red, White, and Blue. Pretty special organizations, so yeah, it's an exciting time, and we're looking forward to it.
All right, well, we will see you there.
Awesome.
We'll
Thank
see
you very much.
there.
All right.
Best wishes,
Thank
and
you.
thanks for everything you do for the city of Philly.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. All right, we are now joined by 22-year-old Justin Crawford. Welcome to Clearwater this year.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, and how exciting is this when you come to spring training this year? Manager Rob Thompson and the Phillies say the center field job is open, and they want to see you win it.
Yeah, definitely feels good. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy to show up, come out and compete, and, work my tail off and see what happens.
Now, when you're trying to show the best of you to your coaches, the manager, and everybody, how do you mentally not do too much, especially at the plate?
Yeah, it's definitely tough, especially when you first get here right now, getting back with the guys. It's easy to kind of be a little amped up, and that's normal. But I kind of try to just take a step back, take a deep breath, and kind of just focus on being in the moment. And I do some little meditations before I get to the field and just try to go back there anytime I feel like I'm a little amped up.
And that meditation, it helps you get to your center again and kind of calm down a little bit?
Yeah, most definitely. It kind of just gets me back into being in the moment and just, getting back to playing baseball.
So Philadelphia is excited to see what you're going to bring to the major league level. What would you say to Philly about what your game is and what you're going to bring?
Someone that's just going to go out there day in and day out and compete, play my butt off, play hard, and, really just try to find any way to help the team win.
And at the plate, how would you describe your mentality at the plate?
Oh, we're battling. Yeah, I going to war up in there when I'm in the batter's box. That's the mindset I take into it, and trying to compete and feeling like no matter who's on that mound, that nobody can get me out.
How cool is that you see yourself? You got Aiden Miller, you got Andrew Painter. It looks like there could be some youth infused into this team. How special is that you're kind of together in this?
Yeah, it's really special, really exciting as well, especially being able to play with both of them, especially coming up, playing with Aiden, playing with Painter. It's a lot of fun. We know each other really well, and we all like to go out there and play our butts off, compete, and have fun while doing it. So it's really, really exciting, really cool that we get this opportunity to come out here, showcase what we can do, and hopefully go out there and win a job.
All right, and of course, you have a very famous and very good dad as far as a ball player. When do you think, as a kid, you started to get it in your mind that you'd like to follow in his footsteps?
Oh, honestly, from the first day he put a bat in my hands, honestly. I remember he took me to the fields from a very young age, from like, honestly, when I was just able to start walking, really. So my first memories I have there is being on the field and being on with him and seeing him do that. I kind of knew around 4 or 5 years old, I'm like, this is what I wanted to do. So it's a true blessing having him in my corner, having my family in my corner, helped me be able to get to where I'm at now and also going forward.
And do you remember specific things when you first saw your dad playing baseball, like things you wanted to like have his mannerisms and stuff like that?
Oh, most definitely. You could ask my mom. It drove her crazy because I would try to copy literally everything that he did. Like from his batting stance, you know, he would take me to the field with him, so I would see his routine that he would do throughout the day. And I would go back home and I would copy that same routine. I would put on a uniform and act like I was going to the ball field and copying his routine. So seeing him do that, it was definitely gave me a lot of motivation to want to do that one day.
That's very cool. So in the house, you would kind of be doing a day in life of your dad.
I really would. And like even when I was younger, I had like a fake like little toy car. Yeah. I would get in the car, act like I was driving to the field, get out. Yeah, I would do the whole thing.
That's awesome. How has that kind of strengthened the relationship between you and your dad, where you kind of took all that from him with baseball?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously just brought us together, really. I mean, just being at the field with him all day, and, you know, obviously as I gotten older, him helping me walk through, you know, the struggles of baseball. You know, it's really something I'm just really, really fortunate to be able to have him in my corner and, you know, help kind of walk me throughout this whole path.
What's been his best advice for you coming down here to this spring training with a chance to win a job?
Yeah, stay in the moment. It's easy to come here and, you know, kind of try to do too much, but, you know, his biggest thing to me has been stay in the moment. You're here for a reason, and trust yourself and go play your butt off.
Very cool. I recently did a story with Jeremiah Trotter and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. with the Eagles, and they both kind of compare little things about each other. Jeremiah Sr., he was like, I was a downhill linebacker, big and going to tackle the running backs. Jeremiah Jr. says, I'm a little faster than him and stuff like that. What are the differences between you and your dad in your game?
Oh, I think he was a little bigger. He was definitely had a little more oomph to him for sure. And I'm a little bit taller, but I don't know. You ask him, I don't know who's faster. That's the day we might have to just get out here one day and find out. But I think I might have him now. But honestly, it's kind of funny. I think we're actually pretty similar players. You know, have the knack to put the ball in play, could run into a couple here and there, and then obviously be a threat on the base paths as well. So it's I don't know. It's been pretty cool to see just how my game has evolved and how kind of similar they are.
Is there a moment where you were imitating your dad and wanted to be like your dad, where he said something to you that just made you feel so good?
Oh,
along the path, like something like, "Wow, kid, I think you might have a chance at this," or anything along those lines, like a moment.
None of my parents ever told me that. Yeah. They kind of always were testing me to see how hard I really wanted it, to make sure they knew how hard this game really is. So they're honestly kind of always pushing me and testing me to kind of see where my limit was. And I feel like once he saw that I wasn't going to quit, that okay, this is what we're doing for sure.
So he's kind of teaching you the toughness.
Yeah,
you got to earn
that tough love kind of thing. But then also too, whenever he would also give me a good pat on the back too. Whenever I went out and I did something cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are there any other players that you've also watched, or you'd say, you know what, I've taken some of their game into your game?
So many.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of so many different players. Derek Jeter, Matt Kemp, Dustin Pedroia. I mean, the list honestly goes on and on. But yeah, I mean, honestly, any team my dad played on, there was always a few players I liked on that team that I was kind of trying to imitate and try to be like. But it's tough to honestly name them all.
Yeah. How about when you come into the clubhouse with the Phillies and we see they strategically place you younger guys with some good vets, so they can be good mentors to you. First of all, how cool is that? And I think you're right next to Bryson Stott, maybe?
Yeah, right next to Otto Kemp and then Bryson Stott. Yeah, that was really cool. I was surprised walking in, but being able to see that, it's like, okay, now let's go and earn it. So it'll be fun, and I'm excited to once again go out there and compete.
And when you see this team that is like World Series contender level every year, does it take some pressure off you coming in here because you have such a good foundation in a lot of these vets, or does it like put more pressure on you that you want to keep up with these guys and make sure you're doing your thing?
Nah, I would say definitely probably takes a little bit off. Just having a stacked team like we have with all these veterans definitely makes it a little bit easier because, you have guys that were in my shoes and, that can kind of help walk me through the moments and also just, walk me through the day-to-day grind of it all.
Yeah. And how has it been down here so far? You're here a little early, right?
Yeah.
Of course, you're trying to earn a job, so you want to be here. Yeah. But how has it been just doing all the drills? I saw you running routes today.
Yeah.
I think I heard the coaching, NFL receiver routes, you got to be tight on that.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's been awesome getting down here and kind of being able to gel with some of the guys, and it's been good, and I'm excited to kind of get ramping up a little bit more and start playing some games soon.
Yeah, and do you still take some hitting advice, because it's never done, right? Like trying to get that swing down.
Yeah, I mean, hitting is a thing that you're constantly always learning.
Yeah.
And so always just getting down here and hearing what other guys have to say. You're always, especially around this group, you're always soaking up and taking in all the information you can.
Yeah, and when you get on the base paths, let's say you get on first base, what is your mentality from that point? I got your mentality about being at the plate. What's your mentality when you get on base?
Get to second base. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for
Any
sure.
which way you can.
Any way I can. Stealing, pass ball, base hit, going first to third. Ultimately, the game's a score run. So, just trying to get into good positions to help the team win and, score as many runs as we can.
Yeah, and what do you like to do off the field?
Oh, I'm boring.
You're boring?
Yeah, I like to go home, chill, big movie guy. Back home, I like to go hiking, so I'll go out to the mountains and do some stuff like that. But I like to keep it low-key and kind of, we have long days, get home and kind of rest and be ready to go for the next day.
That's cool. What's your favorite movie over the last
year?
Year?
My favorite movie of all time is 300. 300, Troy, and Gladiator. Those are my top three. So I kind of, throughout the season, I kind of run those on repeat to help, get me in the mindset for the games.
All right, so sometimes you got to meditate to calm down.
Definitely.
But then, to get all fired up?
Definitely. Those are the movies we're watching. Yeah, in the morning before we go, we meditate, get our mind right, and then, get back home, getting ready for the next day. I like to pump myself there a little bit.
Nice. That's almost like a football mentality. Gladiator stuff.
It got to be controlled. But yeah, most definitely.
Can you give me like a couple lines from the speech?
I can't do all that. I can't do all that. Maybe when the camera's gone, I might got you, but no, not right now.
All right, cool. Is there anything else you want to let Philly know about yourself? Because you're going to be coming soon to Citizens Bank Park.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm excited, and hopefully could get out there and win a few ball games for sure.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you taking the time and
Awesome.
welcome.
Thank you.
And wish you the best this year.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, and let's welcome in a very special guest, Justin's dad, Carl Crawford, a very accomplished baseball player, 4-time All-Star, right?
Right.
Yep. Silver Slugger.
Yeah, Silver Slugger got that one,
Gold Glove.
We went to the World Series against you guys,
Well, you know what I like about this is that you played against the Phillies in the World Series, but you're wearing the Phillies hat now.
Yeah, I gotta support my bloodline, man. That's my son. So whatever he's with, that's what I'm with. So I'm a Phillies fan now.
Oh, that's awesome. I was talking to Justin, and I tell you what really resonated with me was him talking about when he was a child and you go to work every day as a baseball player. And he says that he literally would come home and he would like mimic your entire process. And he had a toy car. And like,
he had the whole thing down. Even so much, one day he surprised me where his mom just was like, "Hey, run like your daddy and how you run off the field," And before I knew it, he was like 2 years old. He had my whole trot. When I tell you he looked exactly like me, you know what I'm saying? I was surprised. I was like, "Yo, he paid attention that close." I mean, he had it down packed, man. And he used to just sit back and watch his iPad and YouTube videos of me all the time. And what you don't know about it is he started out hitting right-handed. He was right-handed actually. And he forced himself to hit left-handed because he wanted to do everything exactly like I did it. So when I tried to put the ball when I tried to make him hit right-handed, he gave me a hard time, and I wasn't about to keep arguing with a 2-year-old, So I just let him hit left-handed and that was it.
That is amazing. When you say 2-year-old, I mean, it's just amazing. So could you sense how much he was watching you?
Oh yeah, I'm serious. When I'm telling you, he had me down as a 2-year-old, man. It's no lie. He had the whole routine because I bring him to the field. Like I said, when he go home, his mom act like he did interviews. He'll practice being in the shower with the water hose, and driving home at night. He had my whole little routine down.
Wait. You're telling me not only did he dress up like you as a ball player, but he did post-game interviews and took a shower after games?
Yeah, man, he did. He had the whole thing down, so he used to he was ready. He just, what I'm saying, just kind of got to him instantly. So, it don't surprise me where he's at right now. He's already knew. Well, he already knew where he was going.
That is so cool. So was there a moment where, whatever age it was, where you're watching him and you're saying, wow, I mean, this kid actually has a chance?
All right, when he was always like thin, really. So he didn't have much power and stuff going up. But when he got to high school, and he made the varsity team in the 9th grade and stuff like that, I started to say, okay, this guy, he might about to, you know what I'm saying? He's doing something. So around about the time he got in the 9th grade, that's when I knew it was real. I always knew he was gonna be like good, but I saw him kicking into another gear when he got to high school.
Now, when you obviously watch him now and watch him play, what aspects of your game and what aspects of you do you see in him?
Whew, all of them. It's me. You got it all over again, if not better. I always say he's more polished. He's a more polished player because I was more a raw player. I played 3 sports in high school, so baseball was kind of off and on for me. But he is baseball. It's been baseball since 2 years old. So he's more polished over here. His IQ, I think, is a little bit better. Plus, he got all the abilities that I had. So, with the right, I just see him getting better all the time, just like I did.
That's really cool. And I asked him like what he thought of your game and what he saw of himself in you. Now he said you were probably bigger.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a little taller.
Yeah, he got the extra inch that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? He's 6'3", I'm 6'2". I couldn't believe he got taller than me. So, yeah, but, at the end of the day, he's still developing. Like, I liked his approach at the plate. You know what I'm saying? He sticks to his game. He don't switch it up no matter what. At times I might, because I might have a little power, I might want to get big at times, and that'll put me in a slump. But he just sticks with his game the whole way through, and that's what I really like about him.
Now, he did say he thinks he might be a little bit faster.
Well, I mean, the numbers proved it, you know what I'm saying? I guess that's the only way he could beat me, but I told him he get threw out too much, that's his only thing, He thought I got threw out 20. He thought I got threw out 20 times in one season, and I told him that's crazy. That never happened, So but he definitely ran a 6'1" in high school, you know what I'm saying? I was running like 6'3" and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess if you go by the numbers, he got me.
Wow. And give me an idea of how proud you are when you think back to him as a 2-year-old, mimicking and copying and doing the things that you were doing. And then now he's here at Phillies spring training with the opportunity of being the everyday center fielder here.
Well, I can't even to say I'm proud is an understatement because, as it's hard to get any type of father-son duo in a major sport. And just the fact that me and him will be able to, put our names up there at some point with that is just everything. That's all we ever dreamed from. I got a video of him when he was, a baby saying that he was going to be doing that, and to actually see that come true is just amazing. So, I'm past proud, you know what I'm saying, what happened to him, just from him being a first-round draft pick, just seeing that, I almost cried at the thing, you know what I'm saying? So at the end, y'all know I'm a tough guy. I don't do all that crying, but I almost, it was a soft spot for me. But
hey, just come on, man. Look at him. He gonna be a baller too. So in about 21 years, y'all look for him too, because he gonna be doing the same thing I'm doing right here. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? Say ain't that right? Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that. Hey, Mr. Man, we're gonna let you go to sleep now. I'm sorry.
At the end of the day, I'm just real happy to see that he's gonna have an opportunity to follow his dream and follow my footsteps and create a legacy because he has a younger brother coming behind him as well. Gonna be good. So we got a whole family thing coming,
That is amazing. And it's interesting because when you have a son that young who is kind of following everything you're doing, how did you, as a father, kind of say to yourself, okay, how hard do I push him with what he wants to be? Where do I lay off? Like, how much did you have to
See,
think about
the good thing with Justin, he was so determined at such an early age that I didn't even have to really push him. All I had to do was set the example. He watched how hard I work. He saw my routine. He saw how seriously I took everything. He saw that it was a no nonsense program with me. You know what I'm saying? And that just kind of rubbed off me to him. Luckily, a lot of fathers do have to like push their kids sometimes. But in just in case with me, I got lucky to where all I had to do was show him, and he just take it from there. You know,
that is
he
very
got
cool.
that. He got that eye of the tiger thing like I had. You know, so it's like you give him a little bit, he finna do a lot with it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
When you picture that moment in your mind of him actually playing a game in the major leagues, like you said, I mean,
Yeah.
how many father-son combinations are there really? And the quality of player that he is, and the quality of person that he is. I mean, what do you think that moment's going to be like for you?
Shoot, I don't even know. I've been thinking about it, every day now, just sitting there watching him out there, because even when I go to his games, when he was in the future games and stuff like that, you get a glimpse of it. But it's like, man, once he really in the big leagues and he done really accomplished what I did, that's just gonna be a moment for me. And, I don't really know how I'm gonna feel in that moment, but I'm a definitely, I'm gonna absorb in the moment. I'm gonna take it all in.
Yeah, I mean, that is very cool for him that like what you did for a living, being a baseball player, he is now on the precipice of that. He is now in spring training to do exactly what you did. It's got to be.
Told me, he said he was gonna be there, man. I had to take him for his word. He's been determined a long time, man. He got that good laser focus that's good for him to have for baseball.
And what's your advice to him? What have you told him about this opportunity for him? How to handle it?
I just told him my thing with him is always to be just, hey, stay focused. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna happen. Certain things might happen. Everything ain't gonna always go your way, but you know what I'm saying, play hard, be respectable, and just wait till your number is called, and it's gonna happen.
By the way, I mean, I haven't even caught this. Is he have the opportunity to wear your number? Is he?
I don't know. I think my number. I think he has. I don't. What number he has in spring? I haven't seen yet.
Let's see. I gotta see.
But I know. Harper was 3, and then I wore 3 and 13. So either him and my younger son, they normally either wear one of those numbers, 3 or 13.
Yeah, I'm trying to see because I actually haven't seen him in uniform yet. Huh. That would be interesting to see what number he's able. I mean, obviously 3. That would take a lot of money and a lot.
That's from Harper. He know that. He told him that on draft day. But but he might roll with 13 if he can. I don't know. But whatever number he go with, I know he gonna make his mark with it.
So Bryce told him he can't have number 3?
I think early on when he first got drafted, I think like on draft day, like when he was coming out of high school. Yeah, when he was in the clubhouse.
Wow. That is very cool. And what about Justin the person? Because obviously when kids chase their dreams,
right.
Sometimes kids maybe aren't able to have the childhood that they want, or they're too into the work. Like, how well adjusted is he? Because he seems like a great.
He's Justin always been a mild-mannered kid, no problems from him, good grades in school. Like I say, real focused, man. His mom does a really good job of keeping him level-headed and stuff like that. So, man, we don't really have no problems out of him. To be honest with you, I think he's been locked in on this goal, you know what I'm saying? And that allows him to just stay focused and not do certain things. He's disciplined to where he knows he don't want to mess up this opportunity. So man, it ain't really nothing to say on that end.
Yeah. One other thing that I've noticed in Philadelphia, when you have, let's say, Jalen Hurts, Eagles quarterback, was coached by his dad, and he had that father upbringing that was involved with sports. Tyrese Maxey's dad was a big figure in his life and coached him at a very young age. So how much of a cheat sheet is that for somebody like Justin to have you as his dad?
Ain't too many people that got a dad that had the type of career that I had. So I'm always able to give him insights on little things he might call during the season. It'd be little things. Like I didn't never want to actually coach my kids because I didn't want to have like a bad relationship, because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, that coaching thing is not good. But I always like give him little tips on what to do, little minor adjustments he might need to make, or go talk to certain people that he might need to talk to in his organization or around his team whenever he is going through something. And like I say, he's able to take those things and make the adjustment really well. So that's kind of how me and him operate, you know.
Yeah, no, that's very, very cool. Well, I tell you, we can't wait to see you up in Philly.
Oh yeah, coming up there, man. I want to get back up there. You know, no hard feelings, guys. I remember I got chased out of Philly, man.
You did?
We had a good time, man. You know, I'm talking about the World Series when I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Philly fans can be a little rough sometimes because there's
You know what I'm saying? That East Coast teams, y'all love y'all teams so much, man. It's all good.
Yeah. And during that World Series, because of the 2-day delay, you guys had to like find new hotels, right? You stayed in Delaware?
Every time it was crazy, you know what I'm saying? Y'all fans just, you know, y'all fans love y'all team. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's awesome. We can't wait to see you for his debut.
Okay.
What a great story, father and son.
And
now, you know, he was watching you as a young kid. Now you can watch him.
Yep, that's it, man. Let me just sit back and enjoy the fruits, you know what I'm saying? And watch them ball out and be electric out there. That's why I tell them, try to be electric, you know?
That's awesome. And one favor from you. So we're putting together a nice story with Justin and you. Can you get us that video of him saying that as a young kid?
With me saying that?
No, with him. You said he said it as a kid. You have video of him saying that?
No. I said it when he was a kid. I was holding him in my hand when he was a baby. Yeah, I have that video.
You have it?
Yeah. I can show it to you. It's on my page. You know what I'm saying? It says exactly what's going on right now.
Wow. It's on your what page?
It's on my personal page, Carl Crawford. You'll see it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or I can send you the link when I hang up here.
That'd be awesome. And if you have any other good pictures of him and you when he was younger, that'd be awesome too.
Oh yeah, for sure. We got that. He probably ain't gonna want to see it.
Well, then good. Send it to me. We'll
all right.
That's great. Well, I appreciate you joining us, and it's going to be an incredible moment. It already is a great story, and see another Crawford this time with a Phillies jersey on.
That's right.
I'm the greatest. Oh, mom, so flagrant.